The Elders' last warning was clear, and the consequences were devastating. The stars above the human fleet twinkled quietly as Captain Ethan Brooks looked at the small holographic screen in front of him. The Elders' warning replayed in his mind, their voices low and serious. They had said humans were small in the galactic scale, but dangerous if provoked. Many alien leaders laughed at the Elders, thinking humans were slow and weak. Ethan had felt uneasy during the meeting. The Elders were not wrong to be worried. Humans had survived many hardships on their own planet and they could survive more. But most aliens did not know this. Ethan turned to his first officer, Lieutenant Noah King, a tall man with sharp eyes and calm manner. Noah noticed Ethan's tension and asked, "Captain, do you think they will take the warning seriously?" Ethan shook his head. "No, most of them already see us as weak. They do not understand us at all." Noah frowned. "Then what can we do?" Ethan looked out of the window at the distant planets. "We wait, we watch, and we prepare. Humans will not strike first, but if we are pushed too far, they will not forgive." On the planet Verdun, a small human colony was working quietly. Children played in the streets, merchants sold goods, and scientists worked in laboratories. The humans lived simple lives. They knew the galaxy around them could be dangerous, but they also believed in peace. Scientist Lisa Morgan examined a machine she had been building for months. It could detect energy signals from other star systems. She hoped it would help humans understand the aliens better. She knew the Elders had warned of danger, but no one listened. Lisa worried. "We cannot be ready if they underestimate us," she whispered to herself. Meanwhile, in the council chambers of the Galactic Alliance, alien leaders discussed humans with amusement. Leader Zarvo of the Zarthians smiled and said, "Humans are small. Their fleets are tiny. They will never resist us." Another leader, Toria of the Selari, added, "They are simple creatures. Their technology is old. We can take whatever we want without trouble." The room filled with laughter. The Elders, who had gathered in a quiet corner, did not laugh. Their faces were grave. Elder Myrian spoke softly, "Do not underestimate them. If humans are cornered, they will act in ways you cannot imagine." The other aliens waved them off, too confident in their own strength. Back on Verdun, Ethan received a report from scouts. "Captain, there are unusual movements near the human mining colony on Kellen 5, the scout said. Ethan's eyes narrowed. "Are they aggressive?" The scout shook his head. "We cannot tell yet, sir, but the formations are unusual. They seem to be testing defenses." Ethan sighed. He had a feeling this was exactly what the Elders had warned about. "Prepare the fleet, quietly. We do not strike, but we must be ready if they act." The humans on Kellen 5 were unaware of the approaching threat. Miners worked in tunnels deep under the surface, and families walked in the towns above. Among them was engineer Amy Clark, repairing a mining vehicle. She looked up at the sky and noticed a strange shimmer, a movement of ships that did not belong to the usual traffic. "That is odd," she said. Her friend, technician Ben Rogers, came over. "Maybe it is just a reflection," he said. Amy shook her head. "I don't think so. Something is coming." She quickly reported it to the colony commander, Major Daniel Carter. Daniel's face grew serious as he read the reports. "Alert the defense units. Check all shields and communication lines," he ordered. In the council chambers of the aliens, a group of young leaders decided to act. They wanted to show they were in control and they wanted to teach humans a lesson. "We will send a small strike team," said Zarvo, grinning. "It will scare them, maybe force them to surrender." Toria nodded. "They will learn quickly who rules the galaxy." The Elders watched silently, knowing this small attack could ignite a much larger response than the aliens imagined. The strike fleet moved swiftly. It approached Kellen 5 without warning. Sensors picked up the alien ships, but the colony was not prepared for the sudden speed of the attack. Major Daniel Carter ordered humans into defensive positions. Miners and civilians were told to shelter. Soldiers manned their stations. Ethan Brooks, observing from orbit, felt a tight knot in his chest. This was the moment the elders had feared. He contacted the colony through a secure channel. Hold position. Do not engage unless necessary. We watch first. The humans listened, trusting their captain. They were cautious but calm. Humans had survived worse on their planet, and they could survive this too. The aliens began their attack. Small ships swooped down, firing at the mining equipment and trying to disable human defenses. Explosions shook the tunnels and dust filled the streets. Children cried and families hid under tables. Amy Clark worked with Ben Rogers to repair damaged shields. "We can hold them," Amy said. "We just need to keep calm." She looked out the window and saw the small human fighters launching in defense. They were old ships, not as advanced as the alien fleet, but they were clever. Pilot Jack Turner guided his ship through the attack, dodging laser fire with skill. He destroyed one small enemy ship, then another. Humans fought not with anger but with precision and courage. On the human command ship above the colony, Ethan Brooks watched every move. He spoke to Admiral Lucas Bennett, who commanded the defense fleet. "Remember, Lucas. Precision, not revenge. Do not escalate unless necessary." Lucas nodded. "Understood, Captain. We will protect our people and nothing more." Ethan knew humans were small in number, but they had patience and intelligence. That was their real strength. The aliens might see weapons, but humans had strategy, courage, and heart. The battle continued for hours. The alien strike team was surprised by the humans' resistance. They expected panic and surrender, but humans were calm, disciplined, and clever. Each alien ship that attacked faced a careful trap. Some were caught in minefields. Others were lured into narrow tunnels where human fighters could hit with precision. The aliens began to retreat, frustrated and confused. They had underestimated humans completely. Meanwhile, the elders watched from their council chambers, silent and satisfied. Elder Marion spoke to the others. "This is what we feared. Humans do not react like others. If they are cornered, they adapt. They endure. They strike with reason, not rage, and the galaxy is unprepared for that." Another elder, Selena, added, "The leaders who ignored our warning will pay the price if this continues." The elders knew this small attack was only the beginning of lessons humans might teach the galaxy. Back on Kellen 5, the humans were exhausted but not broken. Families emerged from shelters to help repair damage. Children comforted each other. Engineers like Amy and Ben worked with soldiers to rebuild defenses. Major Daniel Carter looked around and said quietly, "We survived. We will survive again. We will be ready next time." Ethan Brooks contacted the colony. "Report all damages, prepare for repair and assessment. Do not respond with retaliation yet. Observe and learn." Humans listened and obeyed. They understood restraint, but they also knew how to fight. The alien leaders returned to their ships, angry and frustrated. They had expected humans to collapse, to beg for mercy. Instead, humans had survived with courage and intelligence. Leader Zarvo's face twisted with irritation. "These humans, they are not like others. They adapt too quickly. They are dangerous," he muttered. Toria said nothing. She too realized the elders had been right. The warnings were serious, and now they had witnessed only a small example of human strength. They had underestimated the quiet power that comes from patience, intelligence, and courage. As night fell on Kellen 5, humans lit fires to repair and rebuild. Families sat together, soldiers kept watch, and engineers prepared for the future. Ethan Brooks looked at the stars above and thought about what the elders had said. The warning had been clear. Humans were small, but they were not weak. If the galaxy continued to push them, the consequences would be devastating. For now, humans survived. They learned. They prepared. And the elders' voices were not just warnings, they were promises. The next morning, Lisa Morgan walked through the streets, seeing the repairs in progress. She smiled faintly at children playing, knowing that human courage came not only from soldiers or engineers, but from every ordinary person who refused to give in. Amy Clark checked her machines, ensuring the colony would be ready if the aliens returned. Pilot Jack Turner tested his small fighter, ensuring it would work perfectly. Ethan Brooks stood on the observation deck, looking at the horizon, thinking quietly. The galaxy might continue to underestimate humans, but humans knew who they were. And when pushed, they would respond in ways no one expected. The Elders' warning had been ignored, and yet humans had survived. Their quiet power, their intelligence, their courage, and their restraint had protected them. The galaxy was still blind to the true strength of humanity, but this small battle was only the beginning. The stage was set, and humans would continue to watch, to learn, and to prepare. The consequences of ignoring them would not be small for long after the attack on Kellen 5. The humans were on high alert. Captain Ethan Brooks and Admiral Lucas Bennett knew the alien leaders were still underestimating them. The strike had been small, but it showed what the aliens were willing to do. Ethan called a meeting on the command ship with his officers. Amy Clark, Jack Turner, Lisa Morgan, and Noah King joined him. Ethan spoke quietly but firmly. The aliens tested us. They expected fear, surrender, or anger. They got none. We survived, but this is only the start. We must prepare for anything. Noah nodded. Sir, what should we do first? Ethan looked at the maps of nearby systems. We reinforce our colonies, repair damage, and gather intelligence. We must know every move they make before they strike again. Meanwhile, the aliens were angry. Leader Zarvo could not believe humans had resisted so well. They are small but smart, he said, slamming his claw on the table. Toria looked at him calmly. The elders warned us. We did not listen. Now we see why, Zarvo growled. They should have surrendered. We gave them a chance. Toria shook her head. Humans do not surrender easily. If we push too far, they will respond in ways we cannot imagine. The other alien leaders shifted uneasily in their seats. The elders' warning was becoming clear to them, but pride and greed kept them from acting carefully. They planned a second strike, larger and faster, to show humans their place. On Earth, in the human fleet headquarters, Ethan and Lucas watched the alien movements carefully. Satellites picked up signs of alien fleets assembling. The humans were outnumbered, but they had advantages. Their ships were smaller and faster, and their crews were disciplined. Lisa Morgan monitored energy signals, decoding alien communications as best as she could. Sir, they are planning something, she said. Their ships are moving into attack formation. It could be a strike on multiple colonies at once. Ethan nodded. Then we must be ready. Alert all colonies and prepare for evacuation if needed. We do not panic, we prepare. Back on Kellen 5, life was slowly returning to normal, but the scars of the attack were visible. Amy Clark and Ben Rogers worked on repairing the mining equipment. Children returned to school, though some were scared. Major Daniel Carter walked through the colony, checking defenses and speaking with families. He spoke calmly. We survived the first attack. We will survive the next. We must stay strong and work together. Families nodded, trusting him. Humans had lived through worse on Earth, and they knew how to endure. The alien strike had shown them danger, but it had also shown them courage. In space, pilot Jack Turner led patrols around the colonies. His small fighter moved quickly between ships, testing maneuvers and preparing for combat. He was calm but focused, knowing the next attack could be larger. We cannot wait for them to hit first, he told his squad. We must be ready, but we do not strike unless needed. The squad nodded. Humans were disciplined and precise. They did not fight out of rage or anger. They fought to protect, to survive, and to teach the galaxy that underestimating them was a mistake. The aliens launched their second attack without warning. Multiple human colonies were targeted at the same time. The attack was swift, hitting Kellen 5, Verdun, and a small research station near the edge of the galaxy. Explosions lit the skies of each colony, and alarm sirens echoed through the tunnels and streets. Families rushed to shelters while soldiers moved to defensive positions. Major Daniel Carter coordinated the defense on Kellen 5, while Amy Clark and Ben Rogers repaired critical systems. Lisa Morgan sent data to Ethan's command ship, showing the positions and movements of alien ships. The humans were outnumbered, but they were not outsmarted. Human fighters, though smaller in number, moved with precision. Jack Turner led squads that targeted the alien ship's engines and weapons, avoiding civilian areas. Pilots like Maria Evans and Luke Hayes coordinated with ground forces to create traps and ambushes. The aliens were surprised. They expected chaos, surrender, and fear. Instead, they met calm, intelligence, and teamwork. Ships were disabled one by one, and the alien forces began to retreat, confused and frustrated. Humans had learned quickly from the first attack and adapted. Ethan Brooks observed the battle from the command ship. He spoke to Admiral Lucas Bennett through the secure channel. "How are our colonies?" Lucas replied. "Some damage, but civilians are safe. The aliens underestimated our strategy. We are holding." Ethan nodded. "Good. Do not pursue unless necessary. Let them feel the limits of their mistake. We protect our people, and we show them caution works better than force." Ethan knew humans had strength in restraint, intelligence, and unity. The aliens were learning the hard way that humans could survive far more than they imagined. Back on Earth, the elders watched the news of the battle in quiet satisfaction. Elder Myrian spoke to Elder Selena. "They are small, but powerful. The aliens' arrogance will cost them more if they continue." Selena nodded. "Humans do not seek war, but when cornered, they respond in ways others cannot anticipate." The elders had warned the galaxy. Now humans were showing the consequences of ignoring that warning. The attacks were dangerous, but humans had survived, and the galaxy was beginning to see why the elders were right. In the colonies, humans worked together to rebuild. Families and soldiers helped repair damaged buildings, engineers fixed machines, and children helped by cleaning streets and bringing food to shelters. Amy Clark checked equipment one last time before heading to the command center. "We are ready for whatever comes next," she said. Lisa Morgan smiled. "We adapt, we survive, and we learn." Major Daniel Carter agreed. "The aliens will think twice next time. They are learning that humans are not easy to break." The humans were small, but their strength came from their unity, intelligence, and calm determination. The aliens returned to their ships, angry and frustrated. Leader Zarvo could not believe the humans had survived 2 attacks. "They are learning too quickly. We cannot control them." Toria looked at him calmly. "They have patience, strategy, and courage. The elders warned us for a reason. We ignored it." The other leaders whispered nervously. Humans were teaching the galaxy a lesson. Attacking them would not be easy, and underestimating them was a mistake. The consequences of ignoring the elders' warning were becoming clear. As the second attack ended, Ethan Brooks contacted all colonies. "Report all damages and casualties. Prepare for repairs and reinforcement. Humans do not strike first, but we will act if attacked again." The colonies responded quickly, showing discipline and organization. Human engineers repaired ships and buildings, soldiers maintained defenses, and civilians helped where they could. Humans had survived 2 attacks without panic, showing the galaxy their true strength. Pilot Jack Turner reflected on the battles. He thought about his friends, the civilians, and his family back on Earth. Humans had endured the attacks without giving in to fear. Their strength came from their calm, precise actions. He spoke to Maria Evans. "We fought hard, but we did not fight with anger. That is why we survived. Humans survive differently from others." Maria nodded. "We do not panic. We adapt, we protect, and we act when needed. The galaxy will learn this soon." Back on the human command ship, Ethan and Lucas planned their next moves. They would strengthen defenses, continue intelligence gathering, and ensure that the humans were ready for anything. Ethan looked out at the stars, thinking quietly. The elders warned them. We showed what happens when humans are cornered. The galaxy will continue to test us, but we are ready, Lucas nodded. They will not break us. Humans survive and adapt. Ethan smiled faintly. Yes, and one day they will learn the full meaning of our strength. The elders watched quietly, knowing humans had passed an invisible test. Their patience, courage, and intelligence had saved them. Elder Marion spoke softly. This is only the beginning. The galaxy will continue to push humans, but they are ready for the consequences. Selena agreed. Humans are small but powerful. The mistakes of others will teach them lessons the galaxy will not forget. In the aftermath of the second attack, the humans worked together like never before. Engineers, soldiers, civilians, and pilots coordinated repairs, strengthened defenses, and prepared for future threats. Amy Clark checked all her machines. Lisa Morgan continued to monitor alien movements. Jack Turner trained new pilots, and Major Daniel Carter kept the colonies organized. Ethan Brooks watched all of it and felt a quiet pride. Humans were small in number, but their unity and intelligence made them strong. The aliens were learning that ignoring the elders' warning came with consequences. As the day ended, the colonies lit fires to celebrate survival. Children played, families shared meals, and humans quietly rebuilt what had been damaged. They had faced the first true test from the galaxy, and they had survived without losing control or patience. Ethan Brooks looked at the stars, thinking about the next moves. The elders' warning had been clear. Humans had shown restraint, courage, and intelligence. The consequences of ignoring them were beginning to be felt, and the galaxy was watching carefully now. Humans had survived 2 attacks, adapted, and learned quickly. They were small, but their strength was in strategy, discipline, and unity. The aliens had underestimated them, and now the mistakes were clear. Ethan, Lucas, Amy, Lisa, Jack, and all humans knew the lesson. The galaxy cannot push humans too far without facing serious consequences. For now, they repaired, they prepared, and they waited. The real test had only begun after surviving 2 attacks. The humans had changed. They were no longer just reacting. They were preparing. Captain Ethan Brooks and Admiral Lucas Bennett met with their top officers on the command ship. Amy Clark, Lisa Morgan, Jack Turner, and Noah King joined the meeting. Ethan spread out star maps showing the positions of alien fleets and colonies. The aliens expected panic, he said, but humans adapted. Now it is time we learn more about them. We need intelligence before they strike again. Lisa Morgan nodded. Sir, I have been decoding some of their signals. They talk about us as if we are weak, but they are scared after the last attack. Ethan smiled faintly. Then we use that fear to our advantage, not to destroy, but to defend and teach caution. Engineers and scientists worked day and night. Amy Clark led a team designing new ships using old human technology mixed with new ideas. The ships were small, fast, and clever. They could hide in asteroid fields, use energy shields in new ways, and attack with precision. Lisa Morgan improved sensors to detect alien movements days in advance. The human fleet, though smaller than the alien forces, was becoming smarter, faster, and stronger. Humans had always survived by thinking, adapting, and cooperating. The galaxy would now see it clearly. On Kellen 5, life returned to normal, but humans remained alert. Major Daniel Carter supervised the rebuilding of the colony while training volunteers to assist in defense. Civilians learned to use small weapons, emergency procedures, and signals. Children practiced drills, not in fear, but in preparation. Amy Clark and Ben Rogers repaired mining equipment and improved shields. Jack Turner tested his fighters and trained new pilots. Every human knew that survival required teamwork, intelligence, and calm determination. The aliens had underestimated them once. Humans would not make the same mistake again. Meanwhile, the alien leaders grew impatient. Leader Zarvo demanded results. "These humans are small and insignificant," he said. "Why do they resist so strongly?" Toria spoke quietly. "They are intelligent, patient, and adaptable. The elders warned us. We ignored them. Now we see their power." Zarvo clenched his fists. "We will destroy their fleets before they grow stronger." The other leaders nodded. They had seen human resilience, but they still underestimated the quiet strength that humans had built over centuries. Ethan Brooks called a meeting with the fleet's commanders. "We do not strike blindly," he said. "We observe, we study, and we act with precision. Humans are strong because we think, not because we rage. We must show the galaxy that underestimating us is a mistake." Jack Turner raised his hand. "Sir, our fighters can use ambushes, traps, and decoys. We can hit without exposing civilians." Ethan nodded. "Exactly. Our strength is in strategy and intelligence. No anger, no panic. We protect our people and teach caution." The humans began a series of small, precise operations. Scouts gathered intelligence on alien fleets. Engineers developed drones that could sneak past defenses and relay information. Pilots like Maria Evans and Luke Hayes tested new maneuvers and weapons. Every operation was careful, controlled, and calculated. The aliens noticed that humans were changing. They no longer reacted with fear. They adapted, learned, and prepared countermeasures. The galaxy was watching quietly, wondering what humans would do next. On Verdun, civilians and soldiers worked side by side. Amy Clark explained new technologies to volunteers. Lisa Morgan monitored alien communications and provided updates to command. Children practiced evacuation drills while adults trained in basic defense. Major Daniel Carter organized teams to repair damage, strengthen structures, and improve security. Humans were small, but their unity and intelligence made them strong. The aliens had assumed weakness, but humans were proving them wrong. Ethan Brooks studied the alien fleets carefully. He noticed patterns, weaknesses, and gaps. He called a meeting with Jack Turner and other pilots. "We do not attack unless necessary," he said. "But we can prepare traps, block movements, and disable their weapons without unnecessary destruction. We fight smart." Jack nodded. "We can outmaneuver them. The small fleets can take advantage of terrain, asteroid fields, and human ingenuity." Ethan smiled. "Exactly. The galaxy will learn that humans are not easy prey." The aliens launched smaller reconnaissance missions to test humans again. They expected humans to panic or attack blindly. Instead, humans observed and adapted. Pilots like Jack Turner intercepted alien scouts, forcing them into controlled zones where human defenses disabled their ships without harming civilians. Lisa Morgan gathered data on alien movements and shared it with Ethan and Lucas. "Sir, they are cautious now. They know we are learning quickly." Ethan nodded. "Good. Intelligence is our best weapon. We survive because we understand them before they understand us." On Kellen 5, Amy Clark and Ben Rogers worked on a new prototype of a defensive drone. It could detect incoming ships and create temporary shields for colonies. Children watched with curiosity while learning to understand the technology. Major Daniel Carter supervised, explaining to volunteers that every person could contribute to defense, not just soldiers. Humans had a tradition of using intelligence, courage, and teamwork to survive. The aliens had underestimated them once. They would not make the mistake again. As the weeks passed, humans grew stronger in ways the aliens could not predict. Pilots trained in advanced maneuvers, engineers developed hidden defense systems, and scientists improved communication and detection technology. The human fleet became faster, smarter, and more precise. Ethan Brooks monitored every operation, ensuring humans never acted in anger but always in strategy. The aliens noticed the change. They expected panic or fear. Instead, humans were calm, intelligent, and ready. In one daring operation, Jack Turner led a small squadron to disable an alien command ship without entering heavily defended zones. The mission was precise. Every move was calculated. Humans struck only where necessary, avoiding unnecessary destruction. The aliens were stunned. They had assumed humans would attack blindly or surrender. Instead, humans used strategy, intelligence, and restraint. The galaxy began to take notice. Humans were small, but their ability to adapt and survive made them dangerous in ways others did not expect. On Verdun, civilians helped repair structures damaged in previous attacks. Amy Clark supervised repairs to energy shields, making them faster and stronger. Lisa Morgan monitored alien movements and sent information to Ethan and Lucas. Jack Turner trained new pilots, showing them how to maneuver, communicate, and act without panic. Major Daniel Carter organized civilians to help in defense, teaching them basic skills. Humans were growing stronger every day, not through rage, but through intelligence, teamwork, and discipline. Ethan Brooks called a meeting with Amy, Lisa, Jack, and Noah King. "We are ready," he said. "Our colonies are defended, our fleets are trained, and our people are united. The aliens will test us again, but we are prepared. We do not attack blindly, but we strike where necessary, precisely and effectively." Lisa nodded. "We can predict their movements and counter them. They do not know how fast humans learn." Jack added, "We are small but clever. They will not expect our strategies." Ethan smiled. "Exactly. Humans survive not by strength alone, but by intelligence, unity, and courage. The galaxy will learn that soon." The aliens, meanwhile, were becoming nervous. Leader Zarvo realized humans were no longer simple prey. "They adapt too quickly," he said. Toria added, "The elders were right. Humans are patient, intelligent, and precise. If we push them further, the consequences will be serious." The other leaders whispered among themselves. Humans were teaching the galaxy a lesson. Strength was not always in numbers or weapons, but in strategy, intelligence, and unity. The elders' warning was coming true. On Kellen 5, Amy Clark checked her defensive drones while children watched. She explained, "Humans survive because we think, adapt, and work together. Courage is important, but intelligence and teamwork are what keep us alive." Major Daniel Carter trained volunteers, explaining tactics and coordination. Jack Turner tested new fighters, preparing young pilots for the next challenge. Lisa Morgan monitored alien communications, ensuring humans knew every move. Humans were no longer just defending. They were learning, growing, and preparing. Ethan Brooks observed the galaxy from the command ship. He watched alien fleets moving, gathering intelligence, and testing boundaries. Humans responded carefully, with precision and calm. He spoke to Lucas Bennett. "The aliens are learning now. They see we are not weak. Humans are small, but we survive because we adapt and learn." Lucas nodded. "They underestimate us at their own risk. Humans are patient, intelligent, and strong in ways they do not understand." Ethan smiled. "And one day, they will see the consequences of ignoring the elders' warning." As part 3 of their journey, humans had awakened. They were no longer simply reacting to alien attacks. They were adapting, learning, and preparing to act strategically. Pilots, engineers, scientists, and civilians worked together. The human fleet became faster, smarter, and more precise. The aliens began to realize that humans were not to be underestimated. The elders had warned the galaxy, and now humans were proving the truth. The consequences of ignoring them were becoming clear. The galaxy had seen the beginning of human intelligence, courage, and resilience, and it would never forget it. The humans were ready. After weeks of preparation, they had rebuilt, trained, and learned everything they could about the alien forces. Captain Ethan Brooks walked through the command ship, observing the busy crew. Pilots checked their ships, engineers repaired machinery, and analysts monitored alien movements. Ethan spoke quietly to Admiral Lucas Bennett. They will strike again, but this time we do not just defend. We show them what humans are capable of. Precision, patience, and intelligence. We strike where needed and nothing more. Lucas nodded. Our people are ready, Captain. The galaxy is about to see humans at their full strength. Pilot Jack Turner checked his fighter, making sure the weapons were calibrated and the engines were steady. He spoke to his squad, Maria Evans and Luke Hayes. Remember, we do not attack out of anger. Every move is calculated. Civilians are safe. Our goal is precision to show them the consequences of underestimating humans. Maria nodded. We are ready, Jack. We strike smart and we protect what matters. The squad felt calm but focused. Humans had survived attacks because they were disciplined, and now their discipline became their weapon. In the alien command halls, Leader Zarvo paced angrily. These humans, they are small, but they are dangerous, he said. Toria stood quietly. They are not like other species. They adapt, they learn, and they are patient. The elders warned us. We ignored it. Zarvo slammed his claw on the table. We will destroy them before they grow stronger. The other leaders murmured nervously. They had seen humans survive previous attacks, and now humans were striking back with intelligence, not emotion. The elders' warning was true, and their arrogance would cost them. Ethan Brooks watched the alien fleets on the holographic map. Multiple targets had been identified, supply lines, forward command ships, and weak points in the fleet formations. He spoke to Lucas Bennett. We do not need to destroy everything. We disable, disrupt, and show our precision. Let them feel the consequences without unnecessary destruction. Humans survive because we act smart. Lucas nodded. Our people are disciplined. They will strike exactly where needed. The first human operation began near the asteroid belt outside Verdun. Small human fighters, led by Jack Turner, used the asteroid field as cover. They struck alien supply ships, disabling engines and communications without harming alien civilians. Engineer Amy Clark had developed drones that jammed enemy sensors and created temporary shields for the fighters. The operation was fast, precise, and clean. The aliens were shocked. Humans did not attack blindly, but they were effective. They struck hard, but without chaos, showing intelligence and discipline. Back on Kellen 5, Major Daniel Carter coordinated defense while sending reinforcements to the surrounding colonies. Civilians assisted with repairs, prepared emergency shelters, and managed communication lines. Lisa Morgan monitored alien channels, noting confusion in their ranks. They do not understand what we are doing, she said to Ethan. Ethan nodded. Exactly. We are small, but we act with precision. Humans survive because we plan, adapt, and act with intelligence. They underestimated us again, and they will learn. In another sector, a human fleet intercepted a larger alien strike team. Pilots Maria Evans and Luke Hayes used decoys to lure enemy ships into traps. Human drones disabled weapons and engines, forcing the aliens to retreat without full engagement. Ethan Brooks observed every move, speaking calmly to Lucas. They are learning the hard way. Humans do not attack recklessly, but when pushed, we respond decisively. Let them understand that intelligence and precision are as dangerous as numbers. Lucas smiled faintly. The galaxy will take notice. Humans are small, but their strength is real. The alien leaders received reports of their losses. Zarvo's face turned red with anger. How can this be? We outnumber them. We are stronger, Toria spoke softly. Their strength is not in numbers. Humans survive because they think, adapt, and strike wisely. They teach lessons without chaos. We ignored the elders' warning. Now we see why. The other leaders whispered nervously. Humans were no longer just surviving, they were demonstrating their full capability. The consequences of underestimating humans were becoming devastatingly clear. On Verdun, civilians and soldiers worked together to maintain defenses and repair damage. Amy Clark supervised drones, ensuring that every operation would be efficient. Lisa Morgan continued to monitor alien communications, sending real-time data to Ethan and Lucas. Jack Turner trained new pilots for upcoming operations. Major Daniel Carter ensured that every human, civilian or soldier, was prepared. The unity, intelligence, and calm determination of humans made them stronger than any alien fleet expected. In one daring mission, Ethan ordered a precise strike on an alien forward command ship. The human fleet used hidden jump points, approaching undetected. Drones disabled defenses, human fighters attacked engines and communication systems, and the ship was neutralized without harm to alien personnel. The operation was perfect. The aliens were stunned. Humans were small, but their intelligence, coordination, and precision made them deadly. They had learned from previous attacks, adapted, and now acted with decisive skill. Pilot Jack Turner reflected on the operation. He spoke to Maria Evans. "We did not attack recklessly. We disabled, we disrupted, and we protected civilians. Humans survive because we plan and act wisely." Maria nodded. "Our strength is not numbers. It is intelligence, unity, and calm courage." The galaxy is learning that. The human pilots knew that their people's discipline and strategy were the real weapons, far more powerful than lasers or missiles alone. On Kellen 5, Amy Clark worked with Ben Rogers to improve colony shields. Lisa Morgan monitored alien movements, reporting disruptions in their fleets. Major Daniel Carter trained volunteers in communication, first aid, and emergency procedures. Every human, from civilians to soldiers, contributed to the defense. They were small in number but united, disciplined, and intelligent. The alien fleets were learning that attacking humans came with real consequences. Ethan Brooks spoke to the command staff. The aliens expected panic, surrender, or anger. They got none. They underestimated our intelligence, discipline, and unity. We strike only where needed, but the consequences are clear. Humans survive and adapt, and the galaxy is learning the lesson. Lucas Bennett nodded. "We show them the cost of ignoring humans. Precision, intelligence, and patience. This is how we defend our people." Ethan smiled. "And one day they will see that underestimating humans is a grave mistake." The aliens were confused and frustrated. Leader Zarvo clenched his fists. "They are small, yet every attack is precise. We expected chaos, but they act with intelligence. We misjudged them." Toria nodded. "The elders warned us. Humans are patient, adaptable, and clever. Pushing them further will have serious consequences." The other leaders whispered among themselves. Humans were teaching the galaxy a lesson. Underestimating humans carried real costs. In multiple colonies, humans prepared for potential retaliations. Pilots trained, engineers improved defenses, civilians helped with logistics, and scientists monitored alien channels. Amy Clark checked drones and shielding systems. Lisa Morgan sent updates to Ethan, and Jack Turner coordinated with other pilots for rapid response. Major Daniel Carter oversaw the colony's coordination. Humans were ready for whatever came next, their strength now clear to everyone watching. Ethan Brooks stood on the observation deck of the command ship, looking at the galaxy. He spoke quietly to himself. The elders were right. Humans survive not because of numbers or strength alone, but because of intelligence, unity, and discipline. The galaxy is beginning to see it. Lucas Bennett joined him. "We showed them the cost of ignoring humans. They will remember it." Ethan nodded. "And we will continue to protect our people with the same precision and calm determination. Humans are small, but our consequences are devastating when we act wisely." The human operations continued over several weeks. Each strike was precise, each defense well coordinated. Alien supply lines were disrupted, command ships were disabled, and their fleets were forced to retreat in confusion. Humans acted not with rage, but with intelligence. The galaxy began to understand that humans were not to be underestimated. The Elder's warning had been ignored, but now humans were demonstrating the truth. The consequences were clear. The galaxy had challenged humans and found that even small beings, when united, intelligent, and disciplined, could be unstoppable. In the colonies, civilians repaired structures, trained in defense, and assisted soldiers. Amy Clark supervised machinery, Lisa Morgan continued intelligence gathering, and Jack Turner trained pilots. Major Daniel Carter coordinated logistics, ensuring that every person, civilian or soldier, contributed. Humans had survived attacks, learned, adapted, and now struck back with precision. The aliens were beginning to realize that attacking humans carried a cost far greater than expected. Ethan Brooks observed the galaxy from the command ship. He spoke to Lucas Bennett and the top officers. "We do not seek war. We only defend, prepare, and act with intelligence. The aliens will continue to test us, but we have shown the consequences of underestimating humans. Small, disciplined, intelligent, and united, humans survive and adapt. The galaxy is learning slowly but surely." Lucas smiled. "They will remember it." "Humans are small, but our strength is undeniable." Ethan nodded. "Yes, and one day the full consequences will be understood by all." As the part 4 of their story ended, humans had grown stronger, more precise, and more intelligent. The galaxy had seen their ability to survive, adapt, and act decisively. The Elder's warning had been ignored, but humans had made it clear. When pushed, humanity's response was controlled, calculated, and devastating. The aliens had learned that underestimating humans came with consequences they were only beginning to understand. Humans survived not just because they fought, but because they thought, adapted, and acted together. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. The humans had survived, adapted, and struck with precision. The galaxy watched in awe and fear. Captain Ethan Brooks stood on the observation deck of the command ship, looking at the stars. The alien fleets had retreated, their movements slowed and confused. The Elder's warning had been clear, and now the consequences were visible. Ethan spoke quietly to Admiral Lucas Bennett. "We do not seek war. We protect, we adapt, and we act with intelligence. The galaxy is learning that humans are not easy to push." Lucas nodded. "They will remember this lesson for generations. Humans are small, but our strength is undeniable." Pilot Jack Turner led a squadron through the remaining alien fleet, carefully tracking movements and disabling weapons without unnecessary destruction. Every action was calculated, precise, and controlled. He spoke to Maria Evans over the comms. "Remember, we do not attack recklessly. We disable where needed, protect civilians, and show our strength with intelligence." Maria nodded. "Humans survive because we think, plan, and act together. The galaxy is watching, and they will remember." Every human pilot knew their role. They were small, but their coordination and intelligence made them dangerous in ways others could not imagine. On Kellen 5, Major Daniel Carter walked through the streets of the rebuilt colony. Families smiled, children played, and engineers repaired machines. Amy Clark supervised the final tests of new defense drones, while Lisa Morgan monitored communications from the edges of human territory. "We are ready for anything," Amy said. "The galaxy will not underestimate humans again." Daniel nodded. "Our people survived attacks, learned, and responded. Humans are patient, intelligent, and united. That is our true strength." Civilians and soldiers worked together, each contributing to defense and rebuilding, showing that humans were strong not only in combat but in unity. Ethan Brooks called a meeting with the top officers. They reviewed reports from every colony and fleet. The aliens had been forced to retreat, supply lines were disrupted, and their command structures were weakened. Ethan spoke quietly but firmly. "We do not destroy without reason. We do not strike blindly. We act with intelligence, precision, and patience. The galaxy has seen humans at their best. We protect our people, we adapt, and we survive. That is our lesson to the universe. Lucas Bennett nodded. We have shown them that humans are not to be underestimated. The elders were right, Ethan smiled faintly, and now the galaxy knows. In the alien command halls, Leader Zarvo could not hide his frustration. They are small, but every move is precise. Every strike is calculated. We cannot break them. Toria spoke softly. The elders warned us. Humans are intelligent, patient, and united. We underestimated them, and now the consequences are clear. Other alien leaders murmured nervously. Humans had survived, adapted, and struck with intelligence, and now the aliens realized the cost of ignoring the elders' warning. Back on Verdun, humans continued to rebuild and strengthen their colonies. Amy Clark tested drones and shielding systems, while Lisa Morgan tracked alien movements. Jack Turner trained new pilots, sharing his knowledge and experience. Major Daniel Carter coordinated volunteers and soldiers, ensuring that every human contributed to defense and safety. Civilians repaired buildings, maintained communications, and assisted with logistics. Humans were small, but their unity, intelligence, and calm courage made them strong. The aliens had learned that attacking humans carried real consequences. Ethan Brooks called a meeting with ambassadors from neutral alien species. He spoke calmly and firmly. Humans do not seek war. We act only to protect our people. The attacks on our colonies were unnecessary, but we survived, adapted, and responded with intelligence and precision. The galaxy now understands that humans are not easy to corner, and underestimating us carries consequences. The ambassadors listened carefully, some nodding in respect. They had seen the humans' discipline, courage, and intelligence, and they knew the lesson was true. Pilot Jack Turner reflected on the past weeks of battles. He spoke to Maria Evans. Humans survived attacks not because of anger or strength alone, but because we plan, adapt, and act together. That is why the galaxy now respects us. Maria nodded. We strike only when necessary, but our actions carry weight. Humans are small, but our intelligence and unity make us dangerous in ways others cannot imagine. The pilots understood that humans' true power was in discipline, strategy, and collective effort. On Kellen 5, Amy Clark worked with Ben Rogers to improve drones and defense systems even further. Lisa Morgan continued to monitor communications, ensuring humans stayed ahead of any potential threats. Major Daniel Carter trained volunteers in communication, first aid, and emergency response. Families and civilians participated actively, showing that human strength came from every person, not just soldiers. The aliens had learned the hard way. Humans were patient, intelligent, and precise. They adapted quickly and struck with precision when necessary. Ethan Brooks addressed the human fleet. Our goal is not war, but preparation. We act decisively when needed, always with intelligence and discipline. Humans survived attacks, adapted, and demonstrated our strength. The galaxy now knows the cost of underestimating us. Lucas Bennett added, we protect our people, we act with strategy, and we show that intelligence and unity are more powerful than numbers alone. Humans survive, adapt, and endure. The fleet listened carefully. They understood their role, their strength, and their responsibility. In the alien fleets, reports of losses and disruption continued. Leader Zarvo looked at the remaining ships with frustration. They are small but precise. Every move is planned. They are not like other species, Toria nodded. The elders warned us. Humans act with intelligence, patience, and unity. If we push further, the consequences will be even greater. The aliens were beginning to understand the truth. Humans were small but dangerous in ways they could not predict. The elders' warning had been ignored, and now the consequences were visible. Back on Verdun and other colonies, humans worked tirelessly to maintain readiness and strengthen defenses. Amy Clark and Lisa Morgan coordinated technological improvements. Jack Turner trained new pilots, ensuring the fleet would be ready for any challenge. Major Daniel Carter oversaw logistics, repairs, and training, involving civilians as much as soldiers. Humans were small but united, intelligent, and disciplined. The galaxy had witnessed the consequences of ignoring the Elder's warning. Ethan Brooks walked through the observation deck, watching the stars. He thought quietly, the Elders were right. Humans survive because we act with intelligence, patience, and discipline. The galaxy now understands the lesson. We protect, we adapt, and we endure. Our strength is in our unity, our courage, and our ability to act wisely. Lucas Bennett joined him. The attacks failed. Humans survived and responded with precision. The consequences of ignoring us are clear. Ethan nodded. And one day, all of the galaxy will understand fully. In multiple sectors, human forces continued operations to secure weak points, defend colonies, and monitor alien movements. Pilots like Jack Turner, Maria Evans, and Luke Hayes conducted careful missions to disable threats without unnecessary damage. Engineers and scientists improved technology to strengthen defenses and communication. Civilians participated actively, showing that humans' power came from collective intelligence, unity, and courage. The galaxy had seen the consequences of underestimating humans, and those lessons would not be forgotten. On Kellen 5, Amy Clark observed the results of the latest defense tests. Drones were faster, more precise, and capable of responding to threats autonomously. Lisa Morgan decoded alien communications in real time, giving the human fleet an advantage. Major Daniel Carter organized exercises with volunteers, teaching coordination and emergency response. Humans had survived attacks, learned from them, and now acted strategically. The aliens were beginning to respect their patience, intelligence, and discipline. Ethan Brooks addressed the human colonies through the communication network. Humans do not seek conflict. We defend, adapt, and act with intelligence. The attacks on our people were unnecessary, but we survived and responded decisively. The galaxy has seen that humans are small, intelligent, disciplined, and united. The consequences of ignoring us are now clear. We act with courage, strategy, and precision. Humans endure, adapt, and survive. The colonies listened with pride. They understood their role in the survival and growth of humanity. Pilot Jack Turner reflected on the past months. He spoke to Maria Evans. Humans survived attacks, adapted, and struck with intelligence and precision. The galaxy has learned the lesson. We are small, but our unity, discipline, and intelligence make us strong. Maria nodded. Humans act with reason and courage, not anger. That is why we survive and why the consequences of ignoring us are devastating. In the alien command halls, Zarvo finally admitted defeat. They are small but precise, intelligent, patient, and united. We misjudged them. Toria spoke softly. The elders warned us. Humans survive because they think, adapt, and act together. Pushing them further would be disastrous. Other leaders nodded. Humans had survived, adapted, and demonstrated their full strength. The galaxy had learned that underestimating humans came with severe consequences. On Earth and all human colonies, civilians and soldiers celebrated survival and resilience. Amy Clark and Lisa Morgan continued technological improvements. Jack Turner trained new pilots. Major Daniel Carter coordinated defenses and volunteer activities. Humans had survived attacks, adapted, and responded with intelligence. The Elder's warning had been clear, and now the galaxy understood the consequences. Humans were small, but their courage, unity, and intelligence made them strong beyond measure. Ethan Brooks stood on the observation deck, looking at the stars one last time. He spoke quietly to Lucas Bennett. Humans survived, adapted, and demonstrated our true strength. The galaxy has seen the consequences of underestimating us. We act with intelligence, unity, and courage. Humans endure and will continue to protect our people. Lucas nodded. The elders were right. Humans are small, but our strength is undeniable. Ethan smiled. And now the galaxy will never forget it. The humans had survived, adapted, and struck with intelligence. The aliens had learned the cost of underestimating humanity. The elders' warning had been ignored, but now it had come true. Humans were small in size, but their patience, discipline, courage, and intelligence made them a force the galaxy could not ignore. The consequences of ignoring humans were clear, and the galaxy would remember. Humanity had endured, adapted, and survived, and it had changed the galaxy forever.